High taxes, long hours in traffic just to go to work, cost of living, expensive rent, expensive home price, rising sea levels, natural disasters, wildfires, mudslides, just to name a few things. These are the reasons why people tell me that they're moving out of California and into Las Vegas. So if you're curious about what it's like to move to Las Vegas and you want to find out more information, keep watching this video. I'm going to break it down. Did you know that Nevada is one of the top states that people are actually relocating to in the US? And Las Vegas is the biggest city here in Nevada, and that's where most everyone's moving to. So I'm going to kind of tell you today about the reasons why people are relocating from California to Las Vegas. So this is purely from my experience as an agent. Every time someone moves here from California, I ask them, what's your main reason of why you want to move here? The same couple reasons usually come up. Number one, first and foremost, this is the most common answer that I hear, is a lot of people are relocating from California to Las Vegas for tax purposes. Nevada is a state that we do not have state income tax. So a lot of times people that are making good income or really high income, or maybe even working remote, this is an ideal move for them because why pay like a 10% tax off of your income just to live in California if you can have everything that you want already but live in Nevada? You're saving a lot of money on tax liability just alone. I've heard people say, well, they're taxing me for this and taxing me for that, and I'm not even getting any of the benefits. Meaning, maybe someone is an empty nester or no kids. Why are you paying all these taxes for the schools, right? That's a fair point, right? The bottom line is people are tired of the California taxes. It's the hugest thing. Remote workers, it's a huge thing right now. If you can work from home, doesn't matter where your home is. Why not move to a city where you're not going to get taxed on the income that you're making? Of course, you still owe federal taxes, right? But at least there's no state income tax in Nevada. That's the hugest thing. I mean, if you didn't know already, California has the highest state taxes of all the states in the US. Average is like around 13%. Just a little math on this. I remember when the Raiders first relocated from Oakland to Las Vegas, and they were talking about these athletes with their big contracts and stuff. Oh, he has a $50 million contract. Well, just moving to Las Vegas alone, they're going to save at least $5 million in taxes. That's crazy to me, and that does make a lot of sense to me. But you might not be a professional athlete, but if you're making $100 grand a year, you're probably going to save at least $10,000 in taxes you owe. So that's huge. I see that a lot, and a lot of people live just part-time too, right? As long as you're more than half the time here. If you live in Nevada 6 months plus 1 day, you're considered a Nevada resident, and you don't have to pay the taxes where you live part-time, we'll say, because your full-time is here in Las Vegas. The second reason why most people are relocating to Las Vegas is cost of living. So I'm just going to give you a couple stats here. The cost of living in California versus Nevada. People living in California, their cost of living is 40% higher than those living in Nevada. 40%. That's a lot, and it adds up very quickly, especially with rising costs of everything these days. It goes from like housing, utility, just buying groceries, just regular services that you need on any day, right? You're paying 40% more when you're in California. Home prices. I'm in real estate. This is something that I track. Residential properties in California versus Nevada are on average 3 times more. Just rough figures here. If you bought a house for $500,000 here in Las Vegas, which would be an above average house, you're probably going to spend somewhere around $1.5 million in California. That's kind of crazy to think about, but that's a huge reason why people are moving out here. I know a lot of people that are selling a very modest home in California, very old, yet they're paying a ton of money in property taxes, and they're just running out of room and things like that. And then they sell that house and they move here, and they move into their dream house here. I mean, they're living in like a 2 or 3 bedroom house with 1 or 2 bath, and then you move here, and then you get this like 5 bedroom house, bunch of bathrooms, all upgraded, modern, new construction. That's a huge thing of why people are relocating here as well too. The average property tax in California, they say, is about 1.4%. The average property tax in Nevada is 0.75%. So it's much lower property taxes here as well. An average house here, property taxes are probably about like $3,000 a year. In California, I was here, it's like 10,000 or something a year. I mean, it's crazy. In Las Vegas particularly, there is a cap on how much property taxes can go up. If it's your primary residence, the most your property tax can increase from year to year is 3%. So that means even if the market goes crazy and property values double, the most your taxes can go up is only 3%. Whereas I know in California, I think when you buy a house, they kind of reassess it with the sale price. So you hear of all these stories about people doing these deals between friends and stuff. Hey, I'll give you a lower price, keep your taxes low, or, you know, we don't have that problem here. If it's a primary home, the cap is 3%. And even on investment properties, there's a cap and it's 8%. So our lower property taxes is a huge advantage of people relocating from California to Las Vegas. And obviously, here's another thing. I work with a lot of investors from California. So even if people aren't actually relocating here, I'm finding that people are finding other markets to invest money in real estate other than California, because right now with the high costs of owning property in California, it's hard to really cash flow positive there. Or I'm seeing a lot of people investing in Nevada just because of a better return on investment here. I mean, it starts with the lower sale prices, our rising rents here too, and then just general lower costs. They don't have to pay the income tax here on the rental properties as well. So, I mean, there's just a lot of benefits and advantages of investing in Nevada versus California as well. So stay tuned for my video coming out about that as well. It becomes a little more subjective after that, but a huge one I always hear about is traffic. I mean, on average, people are driving 90 minutes one way to work in Southern California. That's crazy to me. You can drive around the whole city of Las Vegas in that time, or it doesn't take you more than maybe 30 to 45 minutes to go from all around the city here in Las Vegas. So, you know, when I talk to people from California and I hit a little traffic here and I complain, oh, it's rush hour, they laugh at me. They're like, what traffic? What are you talking about? We're still moving, all right? Like in California, it's like gridlock for hours and it's like middle of the afternoon. No reason why there's traffic. There just is traffic there. Whereas here, other than just rush hour and in certain areas, I mean, there's really no traffic here. I mean, nothing to really complain about, nothing that adds up over time, right? I mean, I talk to people all the time. I mean, if you're traveling, let's just say 1 hour to work each way, that's 2 hours a day. If you work a 5-day work week, that's 10 hours you stayed in traffic. That's crazy. You're just wasting your life away in traffic. I see people doing that. No wonder why people want self-driving cars so they can do something with their time rather than just sit in traffic and waste it. That's something that I hear a lot, is the traffic thing. I know California's got everything. You got great food, got a bunch of entertainment there. But the difference is Las Vegas is more condensed. So you're not traveling an hour to go get some ramen or something like that. You're not traveling an hour just to go shopping at a certain store. Get to everything very quickly here. You can actually get to places in 15 minutes here. If you live in LA, I mean, just stepping out of the house is going to take you 45 minutes just to do anything even. I think it's a huge thing here. In Las Vegas, we have world-class entertainment. We have a lot of professional sports now. We have the Raiders, we have the Golden Knights. We're talking about NBA coming. We have a WNBA team that's like a 2-time champion. We have a lacrosse team. We have a volleyball team. They're talking about bringing soccer here. And we keep taking California professional teams too. I think the A's are talking about moving here and moving to the Strip too. So we have a lot of entertainment like that. Our nightlife is top notch here. All the nightclubs here. I mean, we have all the hottest DJs in the world, right? They're playing here, and everyone likes to come and do all that stuff, not to mention all the concerts, music festivals, things like that. There's just plenty of entertainment. F1 racing, like, I mean, we have world-class entertainment here. You're not going to beat that, and it's in a kind of very condensed space, which is nice, right? And then we had the Super Bowl here, and I know we have Super Bowls in California. It's not as organized as it is here. And these are just things I've also heard too, is, you know, there's beautiful scenery in Las Vegas, right? I mean, it is desert, but we have Red Rock and all these surrounding mountains. We're very close to places like Zion, Valley of Fire, We have the Grand Canyon nearby too. But, you know, I think it's a nice place if you like kind of outdoorsy, like hiking type stuff. Las Vegas is really, really underrated. A lot of people in California, their little getaway is going to like Palm Springs or something like that. Well, I mean, the weather is very similar to Palm Springs here, and it's probably not quite as hot and a lot more things to offer and for less money as well too. If you can handle Palm Springs, I think you'll love Las Vegas too. So, I mean, let's just think about it like this. I live in Las Vegas, and one of the benefits for me is I'm really close to California too. So if you love California, which I love California, trust me, I love going to California. You know, I used to live in the Bay Area. California has a lot of things to offer as well too. And Las Vegas is really close to California. I just went to California recently. It's a quick little, 4-hour trip back and forth. It's not bad at all, right? If you're living in California, you probably spend more time in the car just commuting to work in a week than it takes for me to drive to LA and come back, honestly. So proximity to California is nice because you can go there. And furthermore, Las Vegas, we have Harry Reid International Airport as well too. This is a great place to travel out of. We have a great airport so you can travel to many destinations, a lot of direct international flights as well too. It's a growing retirement population here. It's a nice dry, arid climate, which a lot of retirees like. We live in a very sunny city too, so if you're into alternative energy, I mean, you can get solar panels on your house to charge your Tesla. You could be like just living very green here as well too because of all the sun that we get here. And another thing I forgot to mention is when you live in Vegas, you always have visitors. That might be a good or bad thing for you, but I always see family and friends because there's always someone coming into town for some reason or something. Listen, we all love California. I mean, I love California. I know you love California and all that it offers too, but if you want to be really close and save a bunch of money and have a great city to live in, I mean, Las Vegas is a great place to relocate to. And if you ever want to go back to Cali, you're very close. So why are people moving from California to Las Vegas? Lower cost of living, a lot of cost savings, and it's a great city to be in. You can live a lot higher quality of life here actually for a much lower cost. Okay, that's just period right there. So if you've been thinking about relocating to Las Vegas and just want to get a little more information, please reach out to me. My contact information is listed below. Reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about your specific situation, what your pros and cons are, and would love to come up with a plan for you to see if relocating to Las Vegas is the right move for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.